from Los Angeles, I'm Lawrence O'Donnell in for Keith Olbermann. The first campaign for president to suggest that people between the ages of 55 and 64 be allowed to buy into Medicare was Gore Lieberman in 2000. 4 years later, that idea was picked up by Governor Howard Dean. Chairman Max Baucus included it in a preliminary outline of his Finance Committee bill. But in our fifth story on the countdown, now that Senator Lieberman is blocking health care reform, even opposing the compromise that would have done away with the public option and replaced it with the Medicare buy-in he once supported, Dr. Dean has responded that the Democrats are left with a bill that is now worthless. Quoting him, "The best thing to do with it now is kill the bill." In a moment, our interview with Governor Howard Dean. But we begin tonight with the latest details. Governor Dean throwing down the gauntlet, if not throwing in the towel, in the face of Senator Lieberman's continuing threats to keep the health care reform bill from an up or down vote in the Senate. The former Vermont governor told Vermont Public Radio tonight that what's left of the health care reform bill is not worth supporting. Meanwhile, Senator Lieberman fired new shots today. First, he blamed liberals like Congressman Anthony Weiner for being too enthusiastic about expanding Medicare, telling the New York Times, quote, "Congressman Weiner made a comment that Medicare buy-in is better than a public option. It's the beginning of a road to single payer." Tomorrow night, Congressman Weiner will join us to respond to Senator Lieberman. Senator Lieberman also claimed today that with his health care position, he is not betraying any Democrats who reelected him in 2000, telling reporters, quote, "I didn't run for reelection, and no one here did, asking the voters of my state to vote for me because I would always do what a majority of members of the caucus did, but that I, like each of them, had to do what I thought was right." But this is what Senator Lieberman promised voters in 2006, telling them in a debate, "What I'm saying to the people of Connecticut, I can do more for you and your families to get something done to make health care affordable, to get universal health insurance." Senator Ben Nelson said today that he is still looking for a stronger abortion restriction in the bill, among other things. Moderate Republican Olympia Snowe said she is withholding her support and again criticized the idea of trying to pass the bill before Christmas. Lieberman, Nelson, and other members of the Democratic caucus met with President Obama for more than an hour at the White House this afternoon. The president said he told the senators they cannot let their differences over portions of the measure kill the overall attempt to reform the health care system.
If we don't get this done, your premiums are guaranteed to go up. If this does not get done, more employers are going to drop coverage because they can't afford it. If this does not get done, it is guaranteed that Medicare and Medicaid will blow a hole through our budget. Those things are guaranteed. That's the status quo. That is the trajectory that we are currently on. I don't intend to have that happen. And I believe that the Senate doesn't intend to have that happen. I am absolutely confident that if the American people know what's in this bill, and if the Senate knows what's in this bill, that this is going to pass because it's right for America.
As promised, we are joined now by Governor Howard Dean, former chairman of the Democratic National Committee and a 2004 candidate for the Democratic presidential nomination. Thank you for your time tonight, Governor.
Thanks for having me on.
Governor Dean, you have been on this cause of health care reform for decades. There has been no more energetic cheerleader for this legislative crusade this time around than you. You have reached the point now where the Senate bill, which is well on its way to becoming the Lieberman bill, is something you can no longer support and you want to kill it. Tell us why.
Well, I'm not going to give up on health care reform. I'm still hopeful that something will happen in the House, but it's not very likely because the conference committee could be vetoed by Joe and the other pro-insurance company Democrats when it comes back as well. So real reform in the House is a lot less likely given what's happened in the Senate. This is not real reform. It's not health care reform. There are no choices. What the decision has been made without really thinking about it. It's been made because people are exhausted and they want to pass a bill so desperately they're not thinking about what they're doing here. It's been made to commit the United States to health care reform through the private sector. Now, I don't think that decision should be made lightly. In the previous bills, the Medicare buy-in, the public option, had the choice of mixtures, of giving Americans the opportunity to make their own choices. Those choices have been taken away by the pro-insurance folks in the Senate. I think that's a mistake. Are there some good things in this bill? Yes. This is basically the Mitt Romney bill in Massachusetts, except it doesn't insure as high a percentage of people. The exchanges work well, although there's no cost control of any substance. You're going to be forced to buy health insurance from a company that's going to take, on average, 27% of your money so they can pay CEOs $20 million a year and so they can have return on equity in their shareholders. And there's no choice about that. If you don't buy that insurance, you're going to get a fine. So this is a bill that was fundamentally written by staffers who were friendly to the insurance industry, held up so that it was friendly to the insurance industry by senators who take a lot of money from the insurance industry, and it is not health care reform. And I think it's too bad. It should come to this.
And, Governor, the compromising isn't over. There are days left in this process, at least, where we can expect even more compromises. What would be your advice to a senator, a Democratic senator on the floor of the Senate, on passage of this bill? The choice is to vote yes or no.
No. Absolutely not. You can't vote for a bill like this in good conscience. It costs too much money. It isn't health care reform. It's not even insurance reform. Take, for example, this. There's a lot of talk about people who have pre-existing conditions can get health insurance. Well, not exactly. The fine print in the Senate says, but the health care industry gets to charge you 3 times as much if you're older than if you're younger. And they get to write the rules. That's in the Senate bill. This bill is no longer reform.
Governor, after that no vote, strategically, where would you say the Democrats should go?
Well, if it were me, I don't think this will happen. If it were me, I'd kill the bill all entirely and have the House start reconciliation, which is what they should have done in the first place. To be held up by 4 senators, a minority of 40 who are totally uncooperative, which is the Republicans, and then 4 senators who are beholden to the insurance industry, I think is wrong. But that's what's happened. So the other thing you could do is pass the good stuff, pass the exchanges, pass the money for the prevention and wellness, pass the community health care center money in a small bill. Don't run our children into debt, and come back and do this 2 years later. I disagree with the administration when they say a president won't take this on for another 20 years. We're in crisis here. This bill, I think, is more likely to make the crisis worse than it is better because it's so expensive. So we could come back with a new Congress, which unfortunately, as a result of all this, will have fewer Democrats, but it'll still have Democratic majorities. We could come back with a new Congress, and we could pass a bill, which we had on the Senate floor last week, that would insure people faster, even though it's delayed by a year and a half, than the bill that's going to be passed in the Senate.
And, Governor, as to Senator Lieberman, you were chairman of the Democratic Party. You recruited candidates all over the country. Did you say to them when you get into that Congress and on the Democratic side, you've got to be with us on every single vote? I mean, how do you police Democratic loyalty once the election is over?
I'm not going to get into that. Joe loves the attention, and just to make Joe the issue, I think is a mistake. The issue is, are we going to have real health care reform or are we not? And evidently we're not. But we still got to fight for it. And this isn't the end of the fight. This is a terrible disappointment. It's a disappointment to the American people. It's a disappointment to all of us who've worked so hard for real reform. It's a disappointment, frankly, for people who thought they ought to have choices that the Senate shouldn't make for them and force them into buying insurance where 27% of the money comes off the top. But we are where we are, and we're going to keep fighting. We are not going to stop this fight.
Governor Howard Dean, I know how difficult this decision has been for you today to come out against this bill. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.